In this video, we delve into the recent policies enacted under Trump's administration that have reignited the debate over America's energy landscape. With the lifting of restrictions on offshore drilling and the opening of the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, the return of big oil is shaping up to be a significant environmental and economic pivot point. We'll also explore the expansion of liquefied natural gas exports, the weakening of methane emission regulations, and the role of oil lobbyists in influencing these decisions. Join us as we unpack the potential impacts of these actions on environmental safety, renewable energy efforts, and the broader implications for our planet. 1. Trump lifts offshore drilling restrictions. Under the Trump administration, a significant shift occurred as restrictions on offshore drilling were lifted. This policy change allowed oil companies to explore and extract oil from previously protected coastal waters. Coastal areas, once safeguarded due to their ecological and economic importance, suddenly faced the prospect of becoming industrial zones. Oil rigs sprouting along the horizon, once a distant memory, now threatened to become a common sight. This move was seen as a boon for the oil industry, promising economic growth and job creation. However, critics argued that the short-term gains came with long-term environmental costs. 2. Opening the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to drilling. The Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, ANWR, a pristine expanse of wilderness, was opened up for oil exploration under Trump's leadership. For decades, ANWR was a symbol of untouched natural beauty, home to diverse wildlife and indigenous cultures. The decision to drill in this sanctuary was met with widespread opposition. Environmentalists warned of irreversible damage to the delicate Arctic ecosystem, while indigenous communities feared the loss of their ancestral lands. Despite these concerns, the administration prioritized energy independence and economic development over conservation. 3. Expansion of liquefied natural gas export. Trump's energy policies also focused on expanding liquefied natural gas, LNG, exports. By streamlining approvals for new export terminals, the administration aimed to boost fossil fuel sales abroad. This move was hailed by industry leaders as a step towards solidifying the U.S. as a global energy powerhouse. New terminals promised increased trade opportunities and strengthened geopolitical ties. Yet, the environmental impact of increased LNG production and transport raised alarms among climate activists. The balance between economic ambition and environmental responsibility was once again called into question. 4. Weakening methane emission regulation. In a bid to support the oil and gas sector, regulations on methane emissions were weakened. Methane, a potent greenhouse gas, contributes significantly to climate change. By relaxing these regulations, the administration aimed to reduce operational costs for energy companies. However, this decision was criticized for potentially increasing greenhouse gas pollution. The rollback of these regulations sparked debates about the long-term implications for global warming. The clash between economic interests and environmental stewardship became increasingly evident. 5. Streamlining environmental review processes. Environmental review processes were shortened or bypassed entirely to fast-track drilling permits. This approach was intended to accelerate energy projects and reduce bureaucratic delays. While it pleased industry stakeholders, it drew criticism from environmentalists and local communities. The lack of comprehensive reviews raised concerns about the potential for unchecked environmental degradation. The tension between economic expediency and ecological preservation highlighted the complexities of energy policy in the modern era. 6. Promotion of seismic testing and its impact. Seismic testing for oil exploration, a practice known to harm marine life, was actively promoted. The technique involves powerful underwater blasts to map oil reserves, posing a threat to marine mammals like whales and dolphins. Environmental groups condemned the practice, citing the potential destruction of marine habitats. The administration's support for seismic testing underscored the prioritization of energy exploration over wildlife protection. This policy choice emphasized the ongoing conflict between industrial advancement and environmental conservation. 7. Lawsuits and opposition from various groups. The administration's energy policies sparked a wave of lawsuits from environmental groups, coastal states, and indigenous communities. These entities opposed the destruction of natural habitats and the infringement on indigenous rights. Legal battles ensued, challenging the administration's decisions at every turn. The courtroom became a battleground for those advocating for environmental justice. Despite these challenges, the administration remained steadfast in its commitment to deregulation and energy dominance. 8. The role of oil lobbyists in shaping policies. Oil lobbyists played a pivotal role in shaping Trump's energy policies. Their influence ensured that fossil fuel companies benefited from deregulation and policy changes. The close relationship between industry leaders and policymakers raised questions about the integrity of decision-making processes. Critics argued that the administration prioritized corporate interests over public welfare. The intertwining of politics and industry highlighted the complexities of governance in the energy sector. 9. Opposition to global renewable energy efforts. Trump's policy changes put the U.S. in direct opposition to global efforts to transition to renewable energy. As the world moved towards sustainable solutions, the administration doubled down on fossil fuels. This divergence created tensions on the international stage, with the U.S. seen as an outlier in climate policy. The commitment to traditional energy sources was at odds with global climate goals. The implications of this stance for international relations and environmental progress were profound. 10. Increased risks of environmental disasters. These decisions increased the risk of oil spills, environmental disasters, and long-term climate consequences. The potential for catastrophic events loomed large, with historical precedents serving as stark reminders. The pursuit of energy independence came with inherent dangers, threatening ecosystems and communities. The balance between economic growth and environmental safety remained a contentious issue. The legacy of these policies would be felt for generations to come.